Okay, students, so we proceed further. That is, in the previous video we have learned about the merits of the Bohr's model. Now this Bohr's model, although there were many merits, but this also had certain defects. So let's move on to the defects of the Bohr's model. So Bohr's model, as I told you, that it has explained about there is energy of species, that is such as He plus or Li plus, that is a species Li2 plus, that is it was able to give the equation for finding out the energy of species such as your He plus or Li2 plus. And it is also said about the spectrum of hydrogen. It was based on the spectrum of hydrogen. Now, so the first defect is it was unable to explain the spectra, unable to explain the spectra of atoms containing more than one electron. That was based on the atoms. The Bohr's model has explained more about the atoms having only one electron, or like hydrogen and hydrogen-like atom. It has spoken more about the hydrogen and hydrogen-like atom. But the atoms, there are atoms which are having more than one electron. So it was not able to explain about the spectra of those type of atoms which are having more than one electron. So unable to explain the spectra of atoms having more than one electron, that means it was not able to speak anything about the spectra of helium or lithium or any other atom which is having more than one electron. So it was basically based on what? It speaks more about hydrogen and hydrogen-like atom. That means having one electron, but the atoms having more than one electron, was not able to explain the spectrum of those type of atoms. Then no explanation was provided to the fine spectrum. No explanation. It was not able to explain. Was given for formation of fine spectrum. Fine spectrum means what? If the lines are very close, they are in different series, the Lyman series, Balmer series, if the lines are very close to each other. So for the fine spectrum, no explanation was given by the Bohr's model. Then third is, no explanation was given to this atomic spectra. Any atomic spectra, when you to that atomic spectra, in that if you bring that atomic spectra, or you bring a magnetic field near to that atomic spectra, those spectral lines will get split up. So let me first explain that is splitting of spectral lines. Splitting of spectral lines in presence of magnetic field. This is called as the Siemens effect. Similarly, splitting of spectral lines in presence of electrical field. That is called as the Stark effect. So Bohr's model was unable to say why we are getting Siemens effect. It was not able to explain the Siemens effect. It was not able to explain the Stark effect. That means when an atomic spectra is brought in a magnetic field, the spectral lines get split, which is called as the Siemens effect. At the same time, when atomic spectrum is been brought in electric field, the spectral lines get split in presence of an electric field, which is called as the Stark effect. So Bohr's model was unable to speak anything. No explanation was provided to the Siemens effect as well as the Stark effect. Then the third, that is so this was the third defect in the Bohr's model, the major defect. Then fourth is, according to the Bohr's model, electron is supposed to move. Electron is supposed to move in particular orbit it is supposed to, that is in well-defined orbit. Well-defined orbits, we can say, according to the Bohr's well-defined orbits, and Electron is supposed to be a discrete particle. Electron is supposed to be a discrete particle. To be a discrete particle moving in a well-defined orbit. Now this fact is not supported by the advanced studies. Nowadays we have discovered so much about the movement of the electron, about the atom. We do not consider electron as a discrete particle. We do not consider that it's an electron that is to be moving into the fixed orbits over here. So this is not been supported by the recent more advanced studies. That is in de Broglie, he gave a contradiction to this point, that is de Broglie in 1923. He said that orbits are not well defined. It is believed that orbits are not well defined. That is, as the atom has got a particular place where the electron is moving. Well defined orbits means very much pronounced orbits. So according to that was according to the Bohr's model, but de Broglie says the orbits are not very much defined. It can be somewhere around the nucleus, but where it is we don't know. So according to de Broglie's, he said that the orbits are not well defined and the electron is not supposed to be a discrete particle. Electron has a dual nature. He said, according to him, that is, electron has dual nature, that is your particle nature as well as the wave nature. Wave nature and particle nature. So according, this was not said by de Broglie, this is according to the advanced studies. Sorry students. Once again I repeat this point, that is, electron is supposed to move in, according to the Bohr's model, electron is supposed to move in particular orbits, well-defined orbits, and electron is supposed to be a discrete particle. But the advanced study says that electron has a dual nature. It is not a discrete particle, it has a dual nature. It has got a wave nature as well as a particle nature. That is, it moves in the form of a wave and it moves in the form of a particle. There are more bigger explanation to this point, which I don't want to go into in detail in this particular time. That is the wave nature as well as the particle nature. It's a very bigger concept. Sometime again I'll explain you about this particle more in detail. Then, as the Bohr said that orbits are well defined, de Broglie gave a contradiction 1923 that orbits are not well defined. Next is it also is not being supported by the Heisenberg principle. Now, what is the Heisenberg principle? According to Heisenberg uncertainty principle, according to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, the position and velocity of an electron cannot be determined simultaneously. Accurately. Now just imagine, suppose if I represent, let's consider, suppose if this tip of this pen, suppose if this is to be the electron, just assume, and if it's been moving, and if I ask you find out the velocity, you find out the position of this particular particle, is it possible? It's not possible. Imagine this is a small electron, and if it's the tip of my finger is representing a small electron, and I am moving it very fast, and I ask you that you find out the exact position and velocity of this movement. Is it possible? It's not possible. So this was said by the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, that position and velocity of a particle cannot be determined simultaneously accurately. There's, or we can say electron is also a particle that is that position and velocity of an electron cannot be determined simultaneously. So this was in contradiction to the Bohr's model. Bohr has said that the electron moves in some well-defined orbits. He has given the position to the movement of the electron. A particular position has been given, where which place, which energy level the electron has been moving. So this was contradictory. There is a Heisenberg uncertainty principle. He was not able to explain about this. Then does not explain the mode of formation of various molecules from the atoms. There is geometry. It does not explain. No explanation. No explanation has been provided from the Bohr's model for the mode of formation and geometry of molecules. So in short, what can we, how atoms combine to form molecules. How atoms combine to form molecules. No explanation was provided for this. There is no explanation for the mode of formation, how do the atoms they combine, and as well as the geometry of the molecules. Nothing the Bohr's model does not say, does not speak anything. How do the atoms they combine together to form the molecule? So these were the drawbacks of the Bohr's model. That is, we are having the 6 drawbacks of the Bohr's model. First drawback is it is unable to explain the spectra of the atoms having more than one electron. The second drawback, there is no explanation to the fine spectrum, that is a closely spaced lines. That is, it then does not speak anything about the Siemens effect. The Stark effect does not provide any explanation for this. Fourth point, there is electron is supposed to move in particular orbit, well-defined orbit. According to the Bohr's model, in advanced studies, we say that electron is a dual nature, wave nature as well as a particle nature. It is not, electron is not a discrete particle, but it is having a dual nature. So this fact has not been supported. Now at the same time, according to the Bohr's model, orbits are well-defined. De Broglie says the opposite thing. That is, in 1923, De Broglie said that orbits are not being well-defined. He does not speak anything about the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, so this was in contradiction with the Bohr's model. That is, Bohr's model says the exact position of the electron, but whereas the Heisenberg uncertainty principle says position and velocity of an electron cannot be determined simultaneously accurately. You cannot determine accurately and simultaneously both these things, that is position as well as velocity. He also does not provide any explanation how do the atoms combine to form the molecules, what is the geometry of the molecules, how do the formation takes place. So no explanation has been provided by the Bohr's model. So although Bohr's model was the most successful amongst all these models, but still it also had certain defects. So these were the certain defects of the Bohr's model. So we stop over here, students. Thank you.